Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into one of the internet's more, shall we say, creative business models. It's a practice called search arbitrage.
So, picture this. You're scrolling through your feed, maybe on TikTok or Facebook, minding your own business, and then an ad pops up. It promises something pretty enticing. A crazy deal, a life hack, you know the drill. You think, okay, why not? And you give it a click.
But you don't land on a normal website. Instead, you're on this weird, kind of generic-looking page that's just a list of links. It feels like a knockoff search engine. It's a bit jarring, a little confusing, and you're probably wondering, wait, how did I get here?
Well, believe it or not, that entire strange little journey has a name. You've just stumbled into a massive, multi-million-dollar online industry known as search arbitrage. And yeah, it's pretty much hiding in plain sight.
So what on earth is this corner of the internet, really? Let's break down what's actually going on behind the scenes.
At its heart, it's basically a game of digital era flipping. These advertisers, or arbitrageurs, buy clicks from places where attention is cheap, like social media ads. Then they send you, that click, to a special landing page that's packed with paid search ads, hoping you'll click one more time.
It's really the oldest trick in the business book, just adapted for the internet. Buy low, sell high. As you can see here, an arbitrageur might pay, say, 50 cents to get you to click their ad on Facebook. But if they can get you to then click a search ad on their page that pays them $3, well, they just pocketed a tidy $2.50. That's the whole game.
Now, you might be asking, why does this even need to exist? It's classic supply and demand. You've got tons of companies willing to pay big bucks for ads on expensive search terms like health insurance. But there are only so many people actually typing that into Google. Search arbitrage basically creates artificial demand by finding you on social media and guiding you over to those high-value search results.
So how does this all actually look and feel from your perspective? Well, this little journey, or flow, usually plays out in one of two main ways.
Okay, take a look at this. This is the classic two-click flow, which you see a lot with Google-powered search pages. First, you click the ad on social media. That takes you to a landing page that's just a bunch of keywords, like dental implant prices. Then, your second click on one of those keywords is what takes you to the real search results. The arbitrageur gets paid after that second click. Then you've got the simpler, one-click flow. This is way more common with Yahoo and Bing search partners. Here, you click the ad, and boom, you're immediately on the search results page. It's much smoother for the user, which means more people click through. But the trade-off is that the payout for that click is usually quite a bit lower. This whole operation is really like a three-way dance. First, you have the traffic sources. That's your Facebook, TikTok, and other ad networks. Then you have the search feed providers, the companies that actually supply these monetized search pages. And right in the middle, you have the arbitrageurs, the expert media buyers who connect the two and try to make a profit.
Now, the idea sounds simple enough, but make no mistake, the day-to-day reality of being a successful search arbitrageur is an intense, non-stop, data-driven grind.
To make this work, you have to find the right battlefield. The money is in niches where advertisers are willing to pay a lot for a click. We're talking finance, healthcare, online security, tech, and of course, fashion and beauty. These are the most profitable and also the most cutthroat areas to play in. And this quote, man, it just perfectly captures the burnout. What's profitable today is old news tomorrow. So one week you're an expert in skincare, the next you have to become an expert in travel insurance. You're constantly chasing the next hot trend, and it is absolutely relentless. And let me be really clear, this is not some easy get-rich-quick scheme. To make any money when your profit margins are pennies on the dollar, you need extremely sophisticated tracking and powerful automation tools. I mean, just look at this thing. That is not your average web address. That's a tracking URL. Every single part of that long string of text is a variable that's passing data. Which ad you saw, what device you're on, where you came from, all to figure out one simple thing. Did that click make money or lose money? And to manage it all, they use software to build automated rules, like the one you see here. This rule is basically telling the computer, if this ad isn't making enough money, automatically lower the bid.
It is a constant 24/7 robotic process of tweaking, optimizing, and cutting your losses.
So as you might have guessed, a business model that kind of operates in the gray areas of the internet, well, it's pretty controversial.
This really gets to the heart of the debate. Is this a legitimate business, or is it just creating digital garbage? On one hand, supporters say it's a smart way to monetize web traffic, and it helps advertisers reach people they'd otherwise miss. But on the other hand, critics say the whole model is built on a fib. It's about making a casual, low-interest click from a social media user look like a valuable, high-interest click from someone actively searching.
And this quote right here from a critic just hits the nail on the head. To get that first cheap click, the ads often have to be pure clickbait, promising things that are obviously too good to be true. It's all about grabbing your attention, no matter what.
And the platforms themselves are getting tired of it. Arbitrageurs live with the constant threat of waking up to find their ad accounts have been banned. Platforms like TikTok see these ads as spammy and bad for their users, so they're always cracking down. It's an incredibly risky way to make a living.
So, after peeling back the curtain on the mechanics, the grind, and the controversy, what's the big takeaway here?
Okay, let's just quickly recap. First, search arbitrage is a simple buy low, sell high game, but for human attention. Second, it really does exist to fill a gap between the huge number of advertisers and the limited number of people searching. Third, this is a super technical, high-risk grind. It is not easy money. And finally, whether it's a clever business or just low-quality spam, well, that's really up for debate.
And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. In an internet that's basically built on the economics of a single click, where do we actually draw the line between a clever hustle and just plain old digital pollution? It's something to chew on next time an ad takes you somewhere unexpected.